Okay, so what I'm showing here is the tail end of making acorn flour. I have been out collecting acorns. I've got them out of the husk and I've actually dried them in my dehydrator. Now when you get them out of the shell, they'll be white, but as they dry they'll turn brown like this, and it only took just a couple of days in a dehydrator. If your oven can go down to 100 degrees, you can put them on a cookie sheet and dry them in your oven. And all I'm doing is just putting them through a coffee grinder or some sort of mill that can get the acorn down to a powder. Now I know it may look like that there's chunks in here, but when you take a knife to them, they actually break up. And what I plan on doing eventually is making some acorn flour cookies. Most of the time people will actually just do like a 2-to-1 recipe. If it requires 2 cups of flour, then make your third cup the acorn flour. Some people may or may not like the taste of acorn flour. I actually like it. There's also processes involved in gathering your acorns, such as if you gather them under a red oak tree, they're going to be high in tannin. When you bite into it, you'll be able to taste that tannin. If you gather your acorns under a white oak tree, the tannin is very, very minimal. I happen to live in an area where we have a lot of white oak trees, so I didn't have to spend so much time leaching the tannin out of the acorn. And the leaching is a very simple process. Boil some hot water. As you can see, I didn't bother making the nut itself any smaller than what just came out of the shell. And then once you get them out of the shell, just soak them in some hot water to kind of get that tannin out of the acorn. You might want to do it 3 or 4 times. You can always take a leached nut and chew it and eat it. And if you can still taste that tannin, then you might want to leach it some more. But usually 2 or 3 times with boiling water is more than sufficient to get the tannin out of the acorn. Because I have an old-fashioned coffee grinder, and as previously shown, it does make a flour. So I'm going to just spend some time here continuously grinding these acorns down to a powder.